Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So we're starting on a new project today, something I teased a little bit in one of the past videos. We're gonna be working with one of my favorite woods, cherry. So it's another not so nice day here, kind of gloomy, but the rain is supposed to be over. Hopefully we'll see some sunshine this afternoon. If you've been paying attention, I put the second set of decals on the truck. That's much better. That's the right size. First set was too small. That's what I was looking for. So I'm real happy with that. That looks good. Truck's working great. Of course it's filthy already after a couple loads. It's just with this mud and stuff, it's just hard to keep anything clean. Let's go under the mill and see what we're working with today. So we got this huge stack of cherry here, standing taller than I am, and I got another one just like it in the building yet. This was stuff I cut in spring, and I didn't show you guys because, well, a lot of this stuff just doesn't make it on video. This is not my lumber. I custom sawed and dried this for a customer. He's building a new home and he wanted to use some of his own material in the project. He has some beautiful timber on his property and he decided he wanted some cherry V-groove paneling. I believe he's using it for his ceilings, so he's gonna have a really nice high-end cherry paneling. He's honestly probably going to be able to do it very cheaply in the long run because he's supplying his own material, and material is a lot of the cost when you're talking about hardwoods. So it's a win-win for everybody. So I got a couple of truckloads of logs because I'm also doing some oak, which we may put on video, a separate video. We're doing some oak beams for him. But this stuff came in as logs. I sawed it to his specs, kiln dried it, and now we're ready to make the finished product for him and ship it back to him. So this is going to be 5-inch paneling, so I cut 6-inch blanks off the sawmill. They shrank a little bit when they dried. Now they're sitting roughly 5 3/4. I actually sawed them a hair heavier than 6, and we're going to straighten them on the edger to 5.5, and that will be my blank size to make 5-inch finished V-groove paneling. So the reason I wanted to show you guys, I think cherry is one of the nicest woods there is. A few videos back you saw we sawed some fresh off the mill, really nice stuff, and I think this is going to be beautiful paneling. One of the reasons I think it's going to be beautiful is the customer is a fan of wood. He likes rustic, he likes character, so we're leaving all the knots in. And there's some nice clear select cherry in here, but he wants it just a straight run, and we're gonna leave that character in. And that's kind of why I wanted to make this video, is to show you guys what this cherry can look like, because it's underappreciated. You know, everybody wants to select stuff for furniture, face frames, doors, drawer fronts, stuff like that. And don't get me wrong, select cherry is beautiful in and of itself. I made my dining room furniture out of it, and that's all select. But the common grade cherry is something I think is underutilized, you don't see very much of, and it is beautiful in its own right. So I don't need to talk about it much more. We're gonna get into it. I'm gonna start straight lining this stuff. This is gonna take me quite a while, because like I said, I've got 2 stacks this size, and there's a lot of material here. I think we're going to be over 2,000 square feet all told. I don't remember the figure off the top of my head, but we're straighten it, take it up to the shop, and run it through the molder. So let's get to it. Well, you know, guys, sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. Got a pleasant surprise. Came up here to the molder to set it up for V-Groove, and it's been like 2-3 weeks since I actually ran anything on the molder. I've been working at the mill and farm work and doing other stuff, and totally forgot the last thing I ran was V-Groove. So I don't have to set anything up. I just have to change my width here real quick and easy. I do want to clean up some of this. Last thing I ran was pine, so I'm going to chip away at this a little bit, clean up my feed rolls, because that pine, you know, you run 1,000 feet, just kind of gums up your feed rolls a little bit. So I'll clean that off some, and this stuff will finish cleaning it up. But a little pleasant surprise, saved me 20 minutes. It's not like it's a huge deal. I've set it up 1,000 times, but I'll take a win wherever I can get it. So let me finish getting this set up. We're gonna run a few test pieces here. That's my first little tiny batch of 8-foot cherry that's going through here, and then got all the 12-foot stuff. But I actually want to experiment here a little bit. I know I can take 1-inch pine through this machine and finish it 3/4, no problem. When I was running my 260, I would always pre-plane one side and then run it through with hardwood. Cherry's a pretty soft hardwood. I may try to do it in one pass here. I may run a few pieces like that, see how it's coming out. And obviously that would save me a step, save me a lot of time. We'll see. I don't want to push the machine too hard. I want the best finished product, but I'm gonna give it a shot here and just see if I can pull it off with a little bit more horsepower. If it handles it, that'll save me probably, honestly, few hours of pre-planning. So let's get set up and see what we do. Oh man, I dropped the ball in this video, guys. I'm sorry. So I started this project, as you saw, and ran a little bit that day. I ended up feeling under the weather the next 2 days. I barely had a voice, so I didn't want to record anything because I sounded like a frog. This is what it came down to. Then I forgot my camera at home, and it just kind of, things spiraled. So I'm done with this. As you can see, all that's left behind is the messy floor. But I can still salvage this. In fact, in a bittersweet way, we might make the video better because I can add some stuff for you. So let's go down to the other building and I'll show you how it ended up. So we're down in my storage building. This is the finished product. I got 1,700 square feet, 5-inch cherry V-Groove, and I have it shrink wrapped because it's not going out until next week, and I don't want it to pick up moisture or dirt or anything, so it's palletized and shrink wrapped to protect it. But hopefully you can see here through the shrink wrap. I know it's less than ideal. Like I said, I screwed up on this video, sorry. But there's some beautiful character in this. I actually think, you know, a lot of these knots and character are going to add to it. The customer's going for a rustic farmhouse look on his new construction. So I just think this stuff is absolutely beautiful. I'm gonna show you why I love Cherry so much. So this is a cutoff. This is exactly what this stuff under here is. And you can see how light pink it is, and it's nice, but Cherry is photosensitive. That means when it's exposed to light, it changes color. And it actually gets a darker, richer color. So over time, this is a piece of flooring I had in my office that's been kicking around. So it started to get darker. Over time, this is gonna start looking like this. And when you put a clear coat on, it even magnifies the color and brings out the grain. Like my wife, it just continues to get more beautiful with age. I had to say that. I hope she watches this video because yesterday was our anniversary and I was on the road till 8:30 last night. So hopefully I'm not in the doghouse too much. But no, this stuff really gets nice. It's one of those things, it's going to change. If you ever seen pine paneling, they call it pumpkin pine. It kind of does the same thing. It gets deeper, richer, you know, red and orange tones as it ages. It's just a really neat look. So I really love this stuff. I think he's going to be thrilled. I think it's going to make a beautiful ceiling. So that is, that's the Cherry paneling. You know, it's something. When people think Cherry, they think of Cherry cabinets. A lot of times it's select grade, which is absolutely gorgeous, but the common grade stuff really is underutilized and makes beautiful products also. So that's just a side note. So I mentioned that this video might actually be better now because I have more of the pieces in place. I can kind of show you the total project. So this was part of it. I don't know if I mentioned this earlier in the video. This is a new construction. The customer brought me 2 truckloads of logs. We sawed them, dried them, we're making various products. So this was part of it, the Cherry paneling. This is another part of it that I don't know why I signed up for, but he kind of snuck it in on me. In one of the loads of logs, there was a couple hickory logs, and we didn't discuss it previously, but he said, hey, those hickory logs, do you think you can make stair treads out of them? And they were here. So I may make a video on this. This is going to be a bear. For those of you that know, hickory is a beautiful wood, but is absolutely miserable to work with. And well, this definitely has some character to it. So to transform this lumber into nice stair treads could be a challenge. We'll see. That's a project for, well, another day, but another day soon because all this stuff has to ship. So we're doing the Cherry, the hickory, and I'll show you what we accomplished yesterday. So the reason I was on the road late last night, and I actually stopped at my house, brought this in this morning, this stuff right here. So another part of this project for this customer, I sawed and dried some 20-foot long oak, and he's using it as faux beams. So he's going to make it look like, you know, post and beam construction, although it isn't really. So he's going to use these to kind of case out some beams. I can saw 20 foot. I can dry 20 foot. I cannot plane 20 foot. I'm just not set up for it. My shop is not equipped. I can't, you know, obviously my planer could do it, but I have it in such a way I just cannot handle those kinds of lengths. So I called on my buddies who are probably going to watch this video, Mulligan Brothers Construction. They do custom homes and all kinds of custom work. And something they specialize in is long beams and planing post and beams and that kind of stuff. So they are equipped to plane this long stuff. So I hauled it up to them. They're up in northern PA, Montrose, about an hour and 45 minutes north of me. And we worked at it all day. This was rough sawn, and if you've ever sawn 20-foot lumber, especially hardwoods, it kind of wants to twist and turn, and it's a bear to deal with. But I am thrilled at the results we got. They have a really nice beam planer, and these things got dead straight and nice and planed. So this is another another part of the project here that I'm happy to have this knocked out. So you kind of see that's the type of work I do here. You know, we try to work together with homeowners when they're working with their project and do a lot of different facets of the project with them. So here's a case, you know, I'm doing 3 different things for the same project, which I love to do. So basically on my end, I've got some short stuff, some 10s and 12s of this matching 3-inch oak that I need to plane up, and then we're done. It can all go on the truck and it's all getting shipped at the same time. So it was kind of a complicated project. This has been here since spring. I sawed this in spring, air dried it a few months, finished it in the kiln, ready to get planed. So there's lots of moving parts and pieces on these, and I'm usually working on a couple of them at the same time. But I just thought, since I dropped the ball in the cherry and kind of forgot about that video in amongst everything else I had going on, try to make it up to you guys and give you a little bit of some bonus behind the scenes here. So thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one. I'll catch you next time.